Turkey is a country of rich cultural heritage, historical sites, and a unique blend of East and West influences. And it is also home of this beautiful, buttery, syrupy, nutty, delicious baklava. And we're going to make it for you today. So, vamos a cocinar. Let's get cooking. The words Filo pastry will fill most people with dread, but I can tell you now, not even the top chefs make their own Filo these days. You can buy it in any good store or any good shop. And when making a baklava, the first thing to do, if you're using frozen, take it out 24 hours before you start. And if you're using chilled, take it out 2 hours before you start, so that it can come up to room temperature. Okay, Christmas is coming up, probably about 8 weeks out now, but this is a dish that you can make and freeze and put it in the freezer for when guests arrive unexpectedly at Christmas time. It defrosts very quickly, and with Christmas in mind, today we're going to give it a Christmas theme. So we're going to use oranges, nutmeg, cinnamon, honey and brown sugar. So the first thing we're going to do is make the syrup, because we want that to cool off whilst we're making the rest of the baklava. So we start off with 3 fresh oranges. So all we do simply is peel 3 oranges. Take the top off, take the bottom off, and just work our way around with your knife. We're lucky enough to have an abundance of oranges in the area, and these are all Andalusian grown oranges that we're using today. Okay, we ended about 300 ml or 10 fluid ounces of beautiful, fresh Spanish orange juice. So put that into a small saucepan. Into that we add half a cup or 100 grams of soft brown sugar. Into that we also add 1 teaspoon of, oh that smells of Christmas, cinnamon. Into that we also add half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and into that we also add 4 cloves. Don't forget to take them out at the end. And then finally we want half a cup or 170 grams of fresh local honey. Give that a stir and let it come to the boil. Okay, so that's had about 3 or 4 minutes, so we're going to knock the heat off. We're going to put a lid on it, and we're going to leave it to one side so it can cool down, ready to add to the baklava later. Okay, it's time to go nuts. And when it comes to nuts for your baklava, you can use really whatever you want. I've seen baklava made with just walnuts. I've seen baklava made with walnuts and pistachios, but today we're using walnuts, pistachios and almonds. So you want 150 grams or 1 cup of walnuts into the food processor. Same amount, 150 grams or 1 cup of pistachios, and 150 grams or 1 cup of almonds into the food processor. And we just want to pulse. We're not looking to create a fine dust. We just want the nuts chopped up so they're coarse. Okay, so if you can pick that up on the camera, you can see there's coarse, but we still got some pistachios in there. And that's nice because that gives you that little bit of a treat when you bite into the baklava. In addition to the nuts, you want half a cup or 100 grams of granulated sugar. And you also want 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. I'm just going to give those a quick whiz just to combine. Again, set to one side. Okay, our next step is you want 256 grams or 1 cup of unsalted butter. This butter contains some milk solids, which of course you will see, but once all the baklava is put together, they disappear. It goes on a low heat and just leave it really. It will melt down quite happily on its own on a low heat. Once you have your Filo out of the fridge and out of the packet, it is always a very good idea to keep it under a damp, not wet, but damp tea towel, because it will dry out quite quickly. Okay, so ours is out. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit the dish on top of the Filo and take a knife and mark one edge and another edge. And then all we do is we just trim the pastry. So we take our dish and our butter that's melting and we brush the bottom of the dish. Some people say that this next section of making the baklava is tedious, but I like to think of it as therapy. You're alone with your thoughts. You just take a sheet. And I always find it good just to drape it over the edge and let it flop in and let it find its own place. Cover it over, take your butter, and you're looking for a very light coating on each sheet. Repeat the process until you have 10 sheets in the bottom. Okay, so then once we've got 10 sheets in the bottom, we want to take 1 cup or 150 grams of our nut mixture, which is a third of the mixture in total, and just spread that evenly over the layer. And we start again. This time with 5 sheets. So the sheet goes on. And when you put your first sheet on top of the nut layer, it may just need a little bit of assistance because it will slide on top of the nut layer. So you may just need to hold it down with your hands. But once you've done that, the rest of them will adhere. And off we go again with 5. That's 5. Okay. Another third of the nut mixture, followed by another 5 layers of pastry. Now onto our top layer, which again is 10. So remember, bottom layer is 10, middle 5, next layer is 5, top's 10. Okay, as we come to the last sheet, make sure we're right on the edges. All the edges are covered because if they're not buttered, they will catch and burn in the oven. Okay, so what we're going to do now is score it, but before we score it, I want to put it into the fridge for about 10 to 15 minutes. We're also going to preheat our oven to 165 degrees C or 330 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's had 15 minutes in the fridge. So we're going to make an incision down the middle. So we've got 4 lines down, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shape some diamonds up. So we're going to turn the board. We're going to start here. Just going to form some diamonds up. Okay, so now we're going to go into the oven. And we're going to go into the oven for an hour and a quarter. But once you get to an hour, just keep an eye on it. You want that lovely golden brown colour. We did say not to, and I nearly did forget, to take the cloves out. So it's really important to do that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, wow. By the way, if you do like what we do on the channel, don't forget to like and subscribe on the YouTube channel. It helps you to keep in touch with the Mediterranean. Okay, here we go. Syrup on, ready for the crackle. Oh, listen to that. Listen to that. Cinnamon, the cloves, the fresh orange juice. It's Christmas. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, bad news, I'm afraid. This is going to be really hot with this one. We've now got to wait about 45 minutes for it to cool down enough for us to be able to taste it. So we'll be back in 45 minutes. So set an afternoon aside, make a couple, don't just make one, make a couple, get some freezer boxes, put them in the boxes, put them in the freezer and forget about them till Christmas. And then at Christmas time, they probably take 15-20 minutes to defrost. You take them out and then you have this lovely, nutty, Christmassy cinnamon nutmeg. Oh, here we go. Oh, amazing. If you can have one of these and not have another one straight after, then you're a better person than me. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.